Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Confessionals Podcast. I am filming outside today. If you're on YouTube, you can see. I don't have the most appealing view, but the sun. If I show you the I don't even want to move this. I'm gonna move it. Whatever. Um, this view of downtown LA, it's gorgeous. Get on YouTube, girl. Get on YouTube. But if I got on that side, no, like the sun was hitting my face directly. So we're not, I'm the only view today. I am the only view. But yeah, welcome back to another episode of Confessionals Podcast. Today is going to be a mini. I'm going to be talking about triggers and a little bit of my crash out phase. It's nothing that new, but I did create something. I created a trigger work journal. We've all heard of shadow work journaling, lucky girl journaling. I forgot her name, but there's a lady that does these journals and they're very extensive and elaborate, which I admire. I admire so much. My journal is not as elaborate. It's pretty straightforward and simple because I didn't want it to be so overwhelming and I wanted it to target just one specific part of shadow work, and that is triggers. I feel like shadow work is a huge umbrella term for a bunch of darkness that exists within us that we have to do. We have to do the shadow work, and triggers are just one part of that. So I wanted to make a journal that centered around crash outs and triggers. So I did, and I titled it On the Spot because it is meant to treat your triggers on the spot. The whole point of it is to target your limiting negative beliefs. So, for example, you're not getting a text back. That's like the easiest example I could think of, and that's something that people crash out a lot on. Like if they're talking to someone and they're not getting a text back, bitch. I mean, I've been there. I used to crash out and like be waiting for a fucking text back. And now it's just like I've done so much work within myself that if I just don't think about it really, like am I excited waiting for somebody's text if I like them? Yes. Yes, I'm excited. But there's really nothing negative there because their lack of response, even if it was like their lack of interest, that says absolutely nothing about me. And I've only been able to achieve that because of the fucking work that I've been doing on myself for the past lifetime, but more so the past 4 years. 4 years that I've been in therapy. So yeah, this 8-step process is meant to, help you ground, help you self-soothe, but and identify the feelings in your body. Like does your stomach feel like it's up in knots? Does your face feel hot? What temperatures are you feeling? Like it's supposed to help you through that nasty feeling. And then at the end, it's meant to challenge that negative belief and lead you to make an action that aligns with your highest self. So, yeah, without giving too much away, I give that away because that's the whole point of it. And at the end, there are blank lines journal pages, references to soothing, like self soothing techniques, grounding techniques, even suggestions on aligned actions that you could take post crash out. Like, let's say you didn't get a text back and you went through the journal, you went through the step by step. And the last thing the journal asks you to do is to make a decision, to do something that is aligned with the highest version of yourself and that'll actually make you feel better. So, one thing you could do is literally turn off your phone. Like an aligned action is like, you know what? Looking at my phone isn't helping. I'm going to turn off my phone and go out for a walk. Or I'm going to turn off my phone or put it on do not disturb, leave it at home and go get a sweet treat. It could be something really simple like that. I mean, it's up to you, whatever you decide in those moments. But yeah, it's available on Amazon and I love it. Like, I love the design of it. I love that it's blue. Like, I wanted it to keep it simple. Like, this is my first creation that it's like a trial creation. I'm like, I wanted to create something that was simple and easy. It was easy, but it did take time, bitch. It took months for this to be done. It took months because I had to go back and correct a lot of things. I had to get the copyright. And yeah, it took a while to make, but it was pretty simple and I just wanted to put something out there that helped people and that spoke to others and that was beneficial to the world and to society, but that would make me money also. And yeah, I wanted to offer something that was of value, basically, essentially. And I really want to publish books. I wrote a book and I really want to publish it, but a bitch needs some shmoney for that. So I was like, what else can I do for now while I'm waiting for that to happen? That'll give me that source of income. That'll also help me relieve that creative urgency that I have. So yeah, I created on the spot and I'm really proud of it. I am so freaking proud of it because I used this all the time when I was crashing out. Like, and the speed in which I healed after using the step by step, and this is something I learned from therapy. Like, yeah, I did EMD, like I've mentioned before, I've done EMDR for 4 years. I've been on EMDR for 4 freaking years. And what EMDR does is trauma reprocessing. It helps you reprocess those old feelings, those sensations in your body. So this journal is very much inspired by EMDR. But obviously I can't really do EMDR when I'm out in the wild, when I'm not on a session with my therapist. So I had to think of these steps. And I've mentioned this a million times before, but it stays stuck in my mind. One moment that I went through this and it really helped was when I was out on a third date and this person was not paying attention to me, and I went to the bathroom and I did, well, let's see the steps. I took a moment to breathe. I looked in the mirror. I locked myself in the bathroom and I looked in the mirror. I took some deep breaths and I grounded myself. I started like touching things, feeling the sensations, doing grounding exercises. And then I asked myself, like, why am I triggered? Like, what's the trigger? And it's like, what? Because sometimes you just feel the emotions and you can't really put a word to it because you are overwhelmed by the negative emotion. So you have to kind of slow down and be like, why? Like, what was the reason, bitch? What was the reason? And so I answered it and I was like, okay, well, he's not paying attention to me. He's not paying attention to me. And it's like, well, why is him not paying attention to me? Someone that I don't even know that well, that I'm barely on a third date on. Why is that so upsetting? I don't even know this person. Like, why is that so upsetting? So how can I rephrase that question in a way that I can actually answer it? Because the why is so deep. It is so deep that there's really no answer. And it would take forever for me to figure out why. So, an easier way to ask, why is this so upsetting and overwhelming, is what is the negative belief behind this trigger? What is a negative belief about that I have about him ignoring me, or not paying attention to me, or me even perceiving that? Because sometimes it's just perception. Sometimes it's not even reality. But even if it is reality, regardless, what is a negative belief that is attached to this? Because that is what is causing the bad emotions. That is what is causing it. It's not like the why is too vague, too much. The real reason is that there's a negative belief attached to it. So I had to answer that. And I said, well, I believe that everyone abandons me and forgets about me. So I had to like answer that question for myself. And also, like, I had to focus. The fifth step is I had to focus, where do I feel this in my body? Same questions I get in EMDR. Like, where do you feel this in your body? And my heart was beating fast. So I was like, my heart's beating really, really fast. And my stomach feels like it's sinking. So I was like, okay, my stomach feels like it's sinking. Like, I sat with those emotions and I breathed through it. I didn't suppress it. I didn't suppress it at all. I was trying to hold on the tears a little bit because I didn't want to ruin my makeup, but I was breathing and I answered the why. I answered the what and I answered the why. Well, the what is he's not paying attention to me. The why is like, because there's a negative belief, and the negative belief is that I believe that people don't pay attention to me because like I'm unworthy. Like I believe that everyone abandons me. So after that, after I sat with that for a few minutes, I asked myself, well, what's the alternative to that? What is the positive belief? Like, what could I believe? And in that moment, I answered it pretty simple. I was like, well, that's not true. Like, I don't, like, not everybody abandons me. Like, I have great friends. And like I that's in the moment what I thought is like, no, that's not true. Like I have really great friends that don't abandon me. Like I have been abandoned at times, but not everyone abandons me. And regardless of whether people abandon me or not, like that doesn't speak on my worth at all. So I kind of like breezed through this while I was going through the moment, but this is how I would write it down in this journal, like more specifically and more detailed. So I want the positive belief to be is that not everyone abandons me, that negative belief isn't true. And number two, that a guy ignoring me that I don't even know does not say anything about my worth, like, and it's irrelevant to that belief that people like abandon me. It's completely irrelevant because this is a stranger. Like this is a stranger. After that, I was feeling better, so I was just like validating, like it's okay, like bitch, you're crashing out, it's all good. Like I looked in the mirror and I told myself, I'm so proud of you. I validated myself, like I'm so proud of you, because doing that in that moment was huge for me. Like before, I would have just like cried. I would have let the emotion control me. And I would have cried. Maybe I would have like left, or I would have confronted this person. I would have like thrown some sort of tantrum. And I was so proud of myself that I was in the bathroom controlling my shit, taking charge of my emotions and my reactions. So I looked in the mirror after I went through all that for like, it took about like 5, 6 minutes. I kind of took a while in the bathroom, but I needed it. I needed that time. And I told myself, like, I'm so proud of you. And then the last thing I did, because I needed to get out of the fucking bathroom before people thought that I had chorro or something. And I asked myself, well, what can I do? Because he's not paying attention, you know? It's like I'm around people that I don't know. I'm the only new person there. And then also like when I walked in, there was a bunch of girls that were mad dogging the shit out of me. Not every girl though. It was just like a group of girls. Because there were some girls that I was talking to and they were completely fine. And they were so nice and friendly. But there was a huge group of girls that were like the cousins of the guy I was dating, his friend. They were his cousins. And girl, I was getting the nastiest looks. And I was like, oh, like I do feel a little out of place because I don't know anybody, and this bitch is supposed to be paying attention to me, and like, you know, like yeah, I can hang on my own, but at the end of the day, I'm still a stranger in this space. Like, help me out, bitch. The fuck? So I was like, okay, like I am valid in that. Like, yeah, like he should be paying more attention to me. But what am I gonna do regardless? Because I cannot control other people's emotions. What am I going to do? So in the journal, I call this aligned action. I call this aligned action after a post crash out. And I told myself, okay, I can either go home. I could go home. Yeah, just get an Uber back home and be like, fuck this shit. I could do that. Or I could stay and just like keep making new friends and forget about it. Like stop paying attention. Don't pay attention to him. Do not depend on his attention, and take action regardless of how you feel. Take action that you are committed to fun. I deserve to have fun. And after analyzing those two options for like a few seconds, I was like, I want to have fun, bitch. I want to party. The fuck? I'm outside. I look good. I want to go. Like, I got this rave. Like, I got my drinks paid for tonight. Like, bitch, I want to have fun. So I told myself, I deserve to have fun. I'm going to go out and have fun regardless of somebody else's actions. And like, yeah, yeah. So I did. And that night was so much fun. Like, I went back and this guy, like, he was better after that. He was a lot better. And I actually did speak to him about it because I was also trying to like not suppress anything. You know, I had just started dating this guy. This was my ex. And I was like, I need to be open. Like, I still need to be vulnerable. That doesn't mean that I'm like suppressing shit and that I'm like gonna distance myself and ignore him. So, like, the intentions are different. I'm deciding to have fun regardless because for me, like, I am the reason for that because I deserve to have fun. And it has nothing to do with him. But I do like this guy. So, you know what? I should be open about the way that I felt, that I did feel triggered, that I didn't like that he was paying attention to me. And the next, like, 2 days after that, I called him on the phone and I told him how I felt. And he was so understanding. We had a really mature conversation about it and it was fine. It was absolutely fine. So to me, that was just like a sign of like a reward for my hard work that I had done. Um, do like handling your crash outs, it's hard work. It's a lot of freaking work. And if you are committed to healing, you should be fucking proud to take yourself through this process, because that wasn't my last crash out, bitch. I crashed out after this multiple times, and like some of the times after that, I didn't handle them as smoothly as that one time. I didn't. I didn't. But with like, it was an up and down process, but it was upwards. Like it was up, down, but it was a constant up with some dips, but I would always end up going up until I was like up here. And now I can confidently say that I'm emotionally regulated, and I can only say that because it took a lot of practice. It took a lot of practice, and doing these steps has been absolutely life-changing for me, because I don't have to I was inspired by therapy and by EMDR, and I didn't really have to go out of my way to overthink how I was going to calm myself. Because, yeah, you can do grounding techniques and that helps, but that's just a little part of the process. And honestly, if you can only get to the grounding and that's it, and you don't want to think about anything else, like, you don't have to. You don't have to. I like this journal because you can't take this book everywhere. Like, sometimes we bitches have tiny purses, men don't carry purses. Like, we can't carry this shit everywhere, but it's good to have as a backup or to have at home to just reflect on a previous crash out. I would just rip the pages out. Like, if I was still crashing out, or if I ever feel like I'm in a situation where I could potentially get triggered, I would rip a page off of this. And yeah, it's been really effective in my healing journey. It's been so freaking effective. I actually decided to do this months after my breakup because like, I crashed out after my breakup a few times. And I just decided, I'm like, I knew, like, I felt even more sick because I had come so far. And this was a test. This was a trial period, because I had every reason to crash out in these situations. But as I was going through these moments, I kept hearing, this isn't me. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be upset about somebody's actions that I cannot control. Why am I giving this so much energy? Like, those phrases kept repeating in my head as I was getting upset at this person. And was I valid in getting upset? Yes. Yes, I was. Was I valid in all my feelings? Yes. Was I correct? Yes. But that reaction was no longer aligned with who I am. And I knew it. My body felt it. So, yeah, I was like, I need to focus on creating. I need to focus on creating portals of income, on creating work that I'm proud of. And that is exactly what I did. That is exactly what I did. And I feel like art is so healing. Art can be really healing when it's not a distraction. When it's literally like just born out of love, born out of pure intentions and pure love. When you take your negative emotions and pour them into your art form, it's the most healing thing ever. It's honestly been great. The best thing that you can do for yourself is be emotionally regulated. That is the absolute best thing that you could do, because it helps you navigate friendships, navigate relationships, navigate work environments. I'm I feel so unbothered, and it's nice. It's nice because when I make decisions, it's easier to trust myself because I'm calm. And if somebody disrespects me, like, I had the situation at my previous job where I was pretty like I was disrespected by somebody that I never expected to disrespect me. And I felt like I was upset, but I was also calm. I was like, this is not right. This is not right. And all I had to do was take an aligned action. All I had to do was take an aligned action and be like, yeah, this is not me. This is not what I believe in. And bye, bitch. Bye. But yeah, anyways, that concludes today's video. My phone is running out of battery. That concludes today's podcast episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. On the Spot is available on Amazon as a paperback and a hard cover. Just search On the Spot Trigger Work Journal and it should pop up. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.